Yeah. Well, this is what I do in my spare time. I'm Mark, and I enjoy playing video games. A lot. I do other things too, but nothing that's more time consuming like playing Final Fantasy. Recently, it come to my attention that I've been playing computer games for about 10 years, and now I'm starting to question whether or not I'm a gaming addict. Oh, Mark, you didn't save it again.
Another power cut.
It was then when I decided to investigate if playing computer games can be classed as an addiction, and if so, a dangerous one. But surely hardcore gaming can't ruin your life, even if it is an addiction. It must be a healthy one, right? The first thing I wanted to do was look around video game fan sites to look at people who are opinionated about video games. This is where I came across a few articles with angry comments, so I wondered to myself, what kind of people leave these comments? I contacted one of the journalists who claimed that these fans were fanboys, but I didn't know what a fanboy was. So I asked Thomas Worthington from thelostgamer.com.
A fanboy is just someone who gets really excited about releases, and when they come out and they don't get the critical reaction that they expect from their console, then they get defensive. If we post a bad review of an Xbox exclusive game, then we can get really angry comments, kind of unfair comments. Someone will say the reviewer is a fanboy himself. I wouldn't describe fanboys as a whole as an angry population. They're a very defensive population, and they will get angry about the stories that they aren't happy with, and they will blame other fanboys of other consoles.
The internet is obviously a powerful tool, and the recent emergence of social networking sites has brought the world closer together. Via Facebook, for example, people can express themselves as much as they like by the touch of a button. 400 million people worldwide have a Facebook account, with 50% logging in each day. It's so easy, no wonder people have the ego to post hurtful comments to each other. TheLostGamer.com allows Facebook users to log in via their site and leave comments.
We do occasionally get the odd fanboy coming into the site and leaving a comment, maybe that is not happy about a story. Sometimes they won't directly attack the writer, they'll just attack the news. I think every gaming website has fanboys. It's inevitable, like IGN, GameSpot, and particularly News for Gamers, which is n4g.com. That last one's like a breeding ground for fanboys, and well, it's hard to kind of say where the line between hobby and addiction is. I mean, I could be a video game addict because I spend all my time writing for a video games website. But then there's people in China who play World of Warcraft for like 72 hours straight, which blows my mind because I've never played a game for much longer than 10 hours, I don't think. But does that make me a video game addict?
72 hours straight? That's a lot of time. Reading n4g.com pushed me to look even further into video game addiction. As I continued to research, I came across a psychologist called Dr. Mark Griffiths of Nottingham Trent University. Dr. Griffiths specialised in video game addiction, so I went to ask him a few questions. Unfortunately, Dr. Griffiths could not see me, he was too busy, but he did point me in the right direction to Robert Picante, an ex-student of his.
Well, for many, the concept of video game addiction seems kind of far-fetched, particularly when some people's concepts and definitions of addiction involve the use of drugs and alcohol. There are many benefits that video game players get when they're engaging in their chosen activity. These can be social, therapeutic, or even educational. Well, there is evidence that when video games are played in excess, this can, in some cases, lead to addiction, especially online video games where potentially they can go on forever. Well, there are parameters of video game addiction. This includes salience, mood swings, conflict, withdrawal symptoms, tolerance, relapse.
I had a further look into these parameters of video game addiction and noticed that they fit under the addiction components model to online gaming devised by Chappelle et al. In 2006. As I studied the model, I realised that I had experienced all these feelings, especially salience, mood modification, and conflict. There's been plenty of times where I've been out of the house but still thinking about playing. My mood's definitely taken a turn for the worse if I've been interrupted during gaming.
Forget it. Alright, bye.
And as for conflict, I'm always trying to balance my time between work and play. As I pondered my possible addiction, I sought to seek out a self-confessed gaming addict. This was Matthew Exley, who's previously been addicted to World of Warcraft amongst other games. I asked him a few questions about his gaming habits.
How many hours a day would you play?
About 5.
What kind of games are you playing at the moment?
I'm playing Mag mainly at the moment, some WoW.
How many characters do you have on WoW?
About 4.
And how long do you think you have spent playing them?
Ooh, over 100 hours.
Each?
Yeah.
Did you spend a lot of time on World of Warcraft?
Yeah, it's a time-consuming game. I usually play for like a few hours, sometimes a lot of hours at a time.
By the way, WoW is World of Warcraft, an online fantasy role-playing game. With over 8 million players worldwide, it's the most popular online game to date. If you were to play this game, it would cost you $8.99 per month, and this would mean over £100 a year.
What is it about World of Warcraft that you really like, that you really enjoy?
It's the character progression, I suppose. It's the achievement of building your character and just the experience of multiplayer as well, rather than it being an individual experience like a lot of games. It's good fun.
So you've made friends with people online from all over the world?
Yeah, they're mainly based within Europe, English speaking, a lot in the UK. And we have a forum, we talk, and we talk about stuff, mainly the game, but yeah.
So time is a factor for video game addiction, but what else? There's got to be a point where we can identify the excessiveness from the addiction. I looked around at some journals and articles surrounding the confusion of video game addiction when I came across Sean Woolley. This young man committed suicide in 2001 following an addiction to online game EverQuest. His mother, Liz Woolley from Wisconsin, now runs Online Gamers Anonymous, an internet-based clinic for addicts, and she regards video game addiction as a recognized medical addiction.
There's an addiction chart, and video gaming fits exactly with every other drug or chemical out there. It follows the same chart about, the lying, how it affects their real life. So it definitely is an addiction, and it can be very harmful to people and their relationships.
Do you have a lot of extreme cases then?
The people who come in have had an awakening, and they've seen what's happened to their life, and they've chosen to do something else with it rather than spend their life playing games. And they've tried to quit on their own, and they find out it's just not as easy as they thought it was going to be. And so they come here for support, and then we support each other.
It seems as though Liz also deals with a certain type of angry user. Like fanboys, hurtful comments are left on Liz's message boards, attacking video game addicts for coming to the site. These are called trolls, and Liz keeps her favourite ones for fun. But the team keep on going, because they feel like video game addicts deserve the attention they seek.
If you're addicted to drug or alcohol, you can go about anywhere to get help. And the gamers, when they want help, it's really hard to find places to go. And that's what I'm pushing for. I want the insurance companies to pay for their rehab just like as if they were addicted to anything else.
So a clear view on how video game addiction can be seen as a real condition. However, it is not officially recognised in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, despite there being no argument among experts on whether it should be. In fact, the professionals don't play video games, and most of them haven't even heard of the World of Warcraft. Maybe this is the wall that prevents recognition of the addiction.